Good evening. Good evening, students, families, faculty, and friends. As a superintendent, I'm proud and humbled to be at the helm for Davison Community Schools. Students, our interactions probably are far and few between compared to those who are behind me on the stage and those on the floor. In fact, our interactions probably are limited to the fact that I swabbed out snot from your nose during the COVID pandemic. That is a time that Ms. Hallebeck would refer to as something we were not told in teacher school we were going to have to do. None of us expected any of that, and there are things that as educators and parents that we would do and we've done for this very moment right here where we stand before you and honor you for this great accomplishment. Today is a milestone, not just in your academic journey, but in your lives as you step into a world that eagerly awaits the next chapter of your talents, your passions, and your dreams. As you stand at the doorstep of the next chapter in life, I want to talk about something profoundly simple yet immensely powerful. You've heard this a couple times tonight, and it has to do with the choices that you make. In fact, the top honors students heard this last week at the top honors luncheon. Our interactions, our reactions, and our responses. We have the power to shape the world with those. And in fact, all of our choices matter. Choosing to respond to circumstances and others we interact with, whether in positive or negative ways, will guarantee to have a significant and lasting impact on your story, theirs, and the community around you. Just a few moments ago, Principal Pigger made reference to the many great things this group of students accomplished over the years, and the list is extensive, diverse, and highly accomplished. I'm certain that the achievements of each of you came with both moments of challenges as well as moments of successes. And since you sit here before us today, the choices that you made during those times directed your path and authored a story that have arrived you here tonight, this moment of accomplishment that you and many more have imagined for your whole life. As I've mentioned during those multiple other speaking engagements, and most recently at Han today, as the sixth graders, remember that when you had your sixth grade farewell? It probably seems like yesterday, yet you're here today graduating and on that doorstep for that next chapter. Life goes quickly. What I found on the internet, so it must be true, is that on average 35,000 choices by each of us is made each day. I imagine that many of these choices are made subconsciously, tied to muscle memory, hardwired responses to day-to-day functions of self-preservation in life. However, others are external and elicit an end-of-the-day reaction like, well, when I woke up today, I wasn't expecting that. The same pattern of moments of challenges and successes is going to continue in your next chapter in life. These new moments just seem to grow in complexity and impact as we grow too. There's no guarantee, as others have said tonight, that everything's going to be all cupcakes and rainbows. Life doesn't always go smoothly. We love it when it does, and we tend to act surprised when it doesn't. We often respond in ways that aren't productive to the story that we desire to live out in those moments. One of my favorite metaphors for how to handle that is this of an old world silversmith. The term testing of a metal involved melting it down in the hottest part of the fire. You burn off some of the impurities, you scoop off others, each time finding a little success as the metal becomes more and more pure. The silversmith would do this repeatedly until they were able to see their image in that molten silver. The clearer the reflection, the more precious the metal, and the closer the end product converged on the desired goal. Now, each metal requires a different number of tests, just like you. Each one requires a different number of techniques. But to get to the state that the silversmith desires requires testing after testing after testing. I'm sure this isn't the first metaphor like this you've heard, yet I've encountered many people that have the desire for that end result, but only how few are willing to actually go through the testing process to get there. You have a choice, as you've heard tonight. The journey you are completing tonight wasn't just one choice, but the summation and culmination of thousands upon thousands I'm sure along your journey you've imagined what your life would look like, and you also imagine what's to come. You're coming out of a chapter in life where you can reflect back on the choices you've made in response to those circumstances you've endured and see how they've shaped your story. You can see the impact you've had on the world you live in and the people you've encountered. Ultimately, you can decide if through those tests, the choices you've made in response have arrived you at where you are and who you believe you're supposed to be. Luckily, looking forward, you have the opportunity to adjust the trajectory. You have another opportunity to choose how you will respond to the tests you will be presented with, if you are even willing to stand in those tests, and if so, how you will do so. Our response to the testing through circumstances that happen to us, including those by others towards us, can create significant ripples of positivity that extend far beyond our immediate surroundings. When you choose to respond to people with kindness, empathy, and understanding, you can set off a chain reaction that can transform communities and even the world. When you choose to respond to your circumstances unwavered, content, reflective, and calm, you convey hope for others and preserve a perspective that fosters hope in you, no matter what is happening around you. Regardless if it's something or someone happening to you, in today's fast-paced, me-centered, and often diverse world, it is easy to react with impatience, frustration, selfishness, or indifference. But as graduates of 24, you have the opportunity to be different. You have the opportunity to pivot from a trajectory it seems many in the world have chosen and are choosing to follow. No matter what choices you have made thus far to get to this point, you can choose to respond with patience, empathy, perseverance, and with a genuine desire to understand and help others no matter what is happening to or around you. Your positive responses can break down barriers, build bridges, and foster a sense of community and belonging. Every day you will be tested, faced with choices about how to respond to the circumstances and people around you. These choices may seem small in the moment, but they have the potential to create a significant change for the betterment or detriment of your story and our community. Whether it's offering a kind word, helping a neighbor in need, or standing up for someone who is treated unfairly, your positive responses can and will make a difference. As you move forward into the next chapter of your lives, I encourage you to remember the power of your responses. Remember that you have the ability to inspire and uplift others, to create positive change, and to build a world that is more compassionate and more just. Class of 2024, your journey continues and a new chapter is just beginning. The world needs your positivity, your kindness, and your willingness to respond to others with empathy and love. It needs you to stand when others are falling, persevere when would be so much easier to quit, and stay focused on your story even when others may try to rewrite it. I do not doubt that each of you will go on and have a significant impact wherever your story leads you. Whether that impact is for the betterment or detriment is up to you. However, based on the Davison community's, based on what the Davison community has witnessed over the last 12 years, I'm hopeful and excited to see the positive impact you will make in the world and the cardinal pride we will have as we celebrate the impact with you. Congratulations, graduates. Thank you for letting us all be a part of this special day. Remember, the power to change the world lies in you and how you choose to respond. Choose positivity and watch the world transform for the better. The most important choice you will make is the next one. Thank you.